The DAW that I use every single day is Pro Tools. The reason I use Pro Tools is because I can use it how I want to use it. I'm Wavy Wayne, I'm an audio engineer. I mix, record music, Dolby Atmos, stereo music, but I also teach. I found that it was important to bring the skill set that I have to people that might not be able to go out to acquire it. I like to bring the knowledge that I have and the experience to YouTube and other areas through tutorials and courses as well. It really started off with I was teaching at a college in my hometown, St. Louis. I would have students that would come into class late or miss class, and Wavy don't like to repeat itself. So basically, I just recorded a lesson for the first time and I posted it on YouTube, and any students that missed my lesson, I would just give them the link. Other students in the school started to find the videos and other people, and they would just give me the feedback on how useful it's been for them, even though they weren't taking my class, that they really needed that lesson. So from there, I realized that there was some usefulness to the content that I was making, and it could reach outside of the classroom that I was in and really just make a bigger impact on more people. So I kept on making those videos and literally taking the same lessons that I was giving to my students and putting them on YouTube. As I was growing up, I was like a kid rapper, but that really started off with me being a poet. So I started doing poetry, and then some of the other guys like on my block in the neighborhood, they were like, yo, you need to take that poetry and start turning it into some raps and some songs, So I did that, and then we ended up going to a studio one time, and it was like one of the biggest studios in St. Louis at the time, and I got to see how music was being created. And a crazy story, man, the engineer from that very first studio session, his name was Adam Long. He is now, and I was like 12, 13 years old at this time. Adam Long was the engineer. Now he's like honestly like one of my closest friends. And he just was so knowledgeable about all the equipment and stuff and just made the session flow really well. I was more impressed with him than I ever was with any rapper. And so like, honestly, I gravitated toward that because his enthusiasm and passion for his craft on engineering was just so infectious, and that really sparked something in me to want to follow that path. I don't think about genre at all when it comes to creating music. And honestly, my thoughts on that is that creators should not think about genres. I always tell artists, let other people decide how to categorize what you do. Because otherwise, if we thinking about what genre is this country, is this hip hop, is this rap, if we thinking about that, that's gonna limit our creativity. I'd rather just create without those limits and let other people decide where that fits in, what box, and that'll be beyond me. The DAW that I use every single day is Pro Tools. I think that the main reason is because it just provides so many different workflows. It's very open, so whatever style of working that I want to work with, the reason I use Pro Tools is because I can use it how I want to use it. I got involved with Pro Tools at school, and I wanted to really dive deep into what Pro Tools was, mainly because there was a lot of resources, a lot of people teaching about Pro Tools. It was the industry standard, and me personally, I never felt like I was a super amazing keyboard player or producer. I kind of dabble in a few things, but I knew that one thing I could really tackle was like learning the operation and learning how to use the DAW. So I focused a lot of energy on perfecting my skills in Pro Tools. I play with my kids, man. I'm a father of 4. When I'm not in the studio, I'm completely rolling around on the floor in the backyard, just detached. And that's where I just get my creative energy. I look at them, I see how creative they are and how curious those kids are about every little thing. And I try to keep that same creative, curious mindset. Another thing that helps me just keep going is when I meet people and talk to people and they tell me how they've been influenced or inspired or helped by something that I've done. And that, is not, for me, there's not a bigger compliment than for somebody I've never met to say that I've helped them get a job or helped them, get into this or help them make their first beat or whatever. To me, that is like the highest compliment I can get, and that immediately makes me run back home and create something else. I would say that the production has evolved over time by just utilizing the tools that are being created every single day, not being stuck to a way that I used to do things or like a traditional set. When I am in the business of learning new things, and that's just part of my job, because I get to teach so many people. So anything that new comes out, that if I can feel it can help to speed up the workflow or make the quality better, I'm gonna embrace it. I feel like music creation is just gonna become even more accessible. Like, we've already come so far from being able, let's just take it back, right? In a little history lesson, like, somebody had to believe in you and spend a lot of money and bring you to a studio like the one we sitting in now for you to be able to make a song. Nowadays, most people have the power of making songs in their own home or in their own pocket even. I think that the future is that accessibility, with quality getting better, and like applications like Sketch putting that power right in the creator's hand on the go wherever they are. It just provides another tool that just empowers the creator.